What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I've got a few things that I really wanted to talk about relating to Star Wars Squadrons, both of which are some issues within the game right now that are in serious need of fixing. Now, it's unfortunate to have to make a video of this nature only 2 weeks after launch. It's not the type of video that I really want to be making so early in the game's lifespan, but I do think that it's pretty important to get the word out there about some of these issues. I'm fairly sure the developers are already aware of the issues at hand, but I think getting it out there even more is only going to be positive for the game, as hopefully more people become aware of the issues. I do want to say that outside of these issues, I have been having a lot of fun with the game so far, so I don't want this to come across as me just sort of bashing the game and bashing the developers or anything like that. I really enjoy the game. I just think there are a few serious issues that are in desperate need of attention. So the first issue that I wanted to talk about is to do with the ranking system, as for those who don't know, it is actually currently bugged. It was actually said to be fixed in the latest update that we got about a week ago now, and I think it did fix most of the issues, to be fair, but it definitely didn't fix all of the issues surrounding the ranking system, and I think for the game to be playable, the ranking system needs to be 100% working. The bug essentially makes it so that people weren't ranking where they actually deserve to be ranked. For example, some people would rank way higher than the level that they should be, and for some people, myself included, we were pretty much just ranked at the absolute lowest level possible. Now, I won't lie, when I first got my ranking and saw that I was the very lowest level, I honestly just assumed that I was an absolute bot at the game. I definitely felt kind of disappointed, but I honestly didn't even think twice about it. I just kind of thought, oh well, time to get on the grind and try and get better so that I can move up the ranks. Well, like I said, it turns out that my ranking is actually incorrect due to this bug. I think I won 7 out of 10 placement matches, and I think my KD was roughly around the 1.0 area, give or take a little bit, so I would have thought that it would rank me a little bit higher, and like I said, I eventually found out that a lot of other people were having the same issues and that it was actually some kind of bug or issue within the ranking system itself. Now, on the other hand, I've also seen a lot of people that literally got the Galactic Ace rank in their very first ranking, as in they played the 10 placement matches and got placed at Galactic Ace straight away, and obviously that is even more messed up, as now there's a ton of people out there who have literally the highest rank already and have unlocked those golden helmets for the New Republic and the Empire, which in a way just kind of diminishes the point of those helmets, as they're obviously only meant for the people who have grinded away and earned their spot at the top. I'm not 100% sure how the ranking system works, but I can pretty much guarantee that even if you won 10 out of 10 placement matches and had 30 plus kills a game, you likely would not even be close to Galactic Ace so early in the operation. So I hate to burst your bubble if you are at Galactic Ace, but that is a bug and your actual rank would likely be a lot lower than it currently is. Now, like I said, they pretty much mentioned in the patch notes that they already fixed this, so on paper that's all well and good, but one thing that they did also mention was that this was only for people who hadn't ranked yet. For example, they're only fixing the issue for those who rank in the future, not the people who had already ranked before the patch went live. That means that, like I said, for myself and many other people who were unfairly ranked at the lowest level, we are now stuck still at that lowest level. So they fixed it for everyone else who didn't rank, but the people who it actually affected, it's not even fixed for us anyway. They mentioned in the patch notes there will be no rank resets at this time, and the resetting of the rank is what would have actually fixed the issue. Now, in all fairness, if they had to reset everyone's rank, that would obviously be pretty annoying for every single player. So on one hand, I can see where they're coming from, but on the other hand, now thousands of people are essentially stuck at the lowest level, and unless they do eventually reset that rank, there is legitimately no chance at all that any of us could possibly get to Galactic Ace and get those helmets that so many of us want to get. And to me, that is a far worse alternative than if everyone's rank got reset in week 1. Now, I did say at this time, which obviously means that we could get our ranks reset in a couple of weeks or something like that, but why wait so long? By then, the operation will be pretty much halfway over already, and so then the first 2 to 3 weeks of the game's lifespan would pretty much be a waste of time in regards to grinding and getting ranked. So to me, that is something that really needs to be fixed very, very soon to stop the player base from moving on. I don't want to sound overly dramatic, but in all honesty, if they went like 3 to 4 weeks without the ranking system working at all, then people would have no reason to play and rank up. Therefore, a heap of people would probably get bored with nothing to strive for, and with no content on the way either. I think a lot of people would actually move on from the game if that is the case. So if you're listening, Motive, please try and get on top of this as soon as you possibly can. I know you guys already would be, so I'm kind of preaching to the choir right now, but I really just don't want this game to see an early grave. Now, the other really bad issue with the game right now is this other bug or connection issue that a lot of people have been experiencing, where you quite literally cannot deal damage to enemies. or if you do, it seems to be about 10% of the damage that you should be dealing. I felt like I really sucked when this first started happening to me, and to be completely honest, I kind of do suck, but I felt like I was genuinely the most terrible player in the world, because no matter how hard I tried, no matter how focused I was or what class I used, I literally would go 3 or 4 games without getting a single kill, and it started to get extremely frustrating. Now, because I didn't know this was a bug, I kept on trying. I'm completely committed to improving at the game and trying to get on that grind to Galactic Ace, but then I found out that this is actually some sort of bug within the game, and at that point it just makes the game so unplayable for me, to the point where I just actually have no desire to play right now because I physically cannot get a kill, and little did I know that it wasn't to do with me, it was actually to do with the game. I'm going to show you guys a clip right here so you can see exactly what I mean. I was streaming about a week ago and I was playing with a few good mates of mine, 2 which are from the UK, and then there was 1 from America and 1 from Canada, and with me being in Australia, obviously that is a nightmare connection for pretty much all of us since we're all spread all over the world. Now in this stream the boys were absolutely carrying me. I was going like 0 for 6 and just could not get a kill to save myself. And then it kind of hit me. I could see multiple times where I was hitting people very clearly. The shots were landing and yet their health was not going down whatsoever. You can see in some of these clips in the background that I'm shooting point blank at enemies, most of which are TIE variants, meaning they have pretty much no shields. And when I shot at them, they were either taking no damage at all, or they would take like maybe 5 damage from an entire strafe, which normally you would think might kill them, or at the very least take like 80 to 90 damage at a minimum. Now this genuinely makes the game unplayable when it happens. You could technically like dominate the lobby, shoot everyone enough to kill them 5 times over, and you could end the game with 0 kills, 3 assists and 10 deaths. And obviously that is just completely unplayable. At that point there's no reason to continue playing, as you may as well just play without firing your weapon. This for me is even more of an issue than the ranking system being bugged, as you just cannot do anything, and it makes the game incredibly frustrating when you're doing everything that you can and just getting no reward at all. And honestly, if they don't fix it soon, I think a lot of people are just going to assume that they suck at the game and then get really sick of it and eventually stop playing, even though it's actually a bug and they likely would never know it. With such a niche game like this, and a game that is so perfectly built for competitive play, when you can't actually win at all, then the game has got absolutely nothing to offer. And with the fact that there's likely a small player base compared to most other Star Wars games, and the fact that there's no content on the way, EA definitely do not want people to be leaving early on, as that is pretty much suicide for the game and its lifespan. Now, touching on that competitive stuff as well, for those who don't know, we're actually hosting an absolutely enormous YouTuber tournament in, I think, early November. There's guys like Star Wars Theory, Bombastic, Woof Woof Wolf, Azatru, and plenty more involved. And if this is happening still when that tournament is taking place, then we may as well honestly just pick a name out of a hat and decide who wins the tournament, because it's going to be complete luck as to who gets the bug and who doesn't. This issue is apparently mostly seen in Australia and New Zealand, and funnily enough there are actually 4 Aussies in this tournament, so literally 1/4 of the whole competition have a chance of just not being able to get a single kill whatsoever. And that's obviously going to lead to an instant loss, which is completely unfair, and like I said, we may as well just pick a winner at random. For whatever strange reason it is, there are no private matches in this game, and since the game is obviously built to be a relatively competitive based game, if there's no private matches, the least that they could do at Motive would be to make sure the game actually works, so that if we have to make do and sort of hold these bootleg tournaments without private matches, at least we can do so in an environment that actually works as intended. Again, I don't want this video to come across like some huge tantrum that you might expect from some other members of the community. At the end of the day, all I want is for this game to succeed, as I really have enjoyed the game a lot when it works properly, but in its current state I think it has some glaring issues that really need addressing, and now that I do have a bit more of a voice as a game changer, I won't ever be hiding away from making these types of videos. Not that I ever did before, but I almost feel obliged to do so now that I know my concerns can actually be heard by the developers. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have had these issues yourself, or if anyone you know has run into them. I'm assuming probably the majority of you guys haven't had too many issues, but I'm definitely keen to hear how regular of a thing these issues are. That is going to do it for this one though, guys. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave a like down below, and if you are new, then consider subscribing to the channel with those notifications on. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
Crush them! Make them suffer!